Disclaimer: the video that addresses the failure of tuners after its release on January 25, 2025 isn't even like losing millions of dollars, because the series doesn't earn or have that much money, and the series doesn't even receive that much money due to no monetization in the Damien J. Deal channel. It's just the population of the series going downward upon its release on January 25, 2025. Hello guys, welcome to another video. In today's video, this video will address the failure of the Tuners series after its release on January 25, 2025, and I'll address it due of the failure of the Tuners series that happened back in late January 2025. So let's start with what before the Tuners series started part in the first part of this video, shall we? Okay? So let's go.
Part number 1, before the Tuners series started.
So guys, before I started the Tuners series, about 7 months ago on late January 2025, I started thinking of a music game in the Damien J. Deal channel on my old iPad model, and which this model stopped working after the battery stopped working in mid-June 2025, and though I have an idea of making a music game in the channel using KineMaster. But let me give you the problem with the Tuners series.
Part number 2, the problem with the Tuners series is limited in horrible sounding things, including the islands, characters, etc., and the false claims on each island's description in the Tuners series.
You see, when I first started the Tuners series on January 25, 2025, I created a community post about the Tuners series that's supposed to be scheduled on January 25, 2025, but when it first started, I thought it was a music game. But it's actually a music series, since making a game is impossible on an iPad model, including my older iPad model that ran from 2022 to 2025, and even claimed that the Toon series is a similar series to My Singing Monsters, even with the exception of fan-made MSM Islands in the Tuners series, and when in fact, it's actually not similar to My Singing Monsters, even with My Singing Monsters, Level Maker Edition, an archived music series that I didn't start due to the fact that I'm not a My Singing Monsters YouTuber, and instead, a YouTube user created by me, and joined YouTube on January 27, 2023, with over 1,100 subscribers, even though I couldn't sign into that account in the Google login page. Not only this applies to false claims in the description of the Tuners series, but also applies to the characters, and which when the series first started on January 25, 2025, a lot of the characters were percussionists and vocalists, and I even voice acted the characters using audio recordings from the KineMaster app, and not only this applies to the character types, but also applies to the designs of the characters, and which the designs of the characters look like weird kids' drawings from when people drew those as a kid, because I made them with KineMaster. And the soundtracks sound so bad that the series failed due to some of the characters sounding horrible in each island, even in Damien's Island. And not to mention, there are only 4 of the following main islands in the Tuners series, but aren't limited to Damien's Island, Spring Island, Fooling Island, and Tracken Island. After I finished Damien's Island with only 7 individual characters in it, 2 months after its release, in March 2025, I introduced Spring Island, and which in the description of this island, the description claimed that it had more characters than Damien's Island. But actually, there were only 4 individual characters in Spring Island, and Damien's Island had 7 individual characters in it, and some of the individual characters are non-moving static images due to them being made with emojis, except for 2 individual characters, in which the characters' names are Sunday and the One-Eyed Sea, and Spring Island ended with the 4th individual character in Spring Island, named the One-Eyed Sea, and so on. 2 more islands with similar descriptions to Spring Island are false claims, and which these 2 islands are named Fooling Island and Tracken Island. And worst of all, for Fooling Island, there aren't any individual characters in this island due to the tiring of adding individual characters in any Tuners islands. Like, really? Why would there be an island from the Tuners series with no characters in it? It wouldn't make sense to me if the Tuners Island had no characters in it. And for Tuners 2, the sequel, I'll promise they'll add around 5 to 13 characters in Fooling Island after Summer Island ends at 19 characters in it. Sorry about being frustrated at you guys, including my YouTube subscribers and friends, over this part due to the fact that I was frustrated over Fooling Island not containing any characters in this island in the Tuners series. So anyways guys, let's continue this video. And then, after Fooling Island is done earlier on May 1st, 2025, I created only one character in Fooling Island. Like, really? Why would there be an island from the Tuners series with only one character in it? I was supposed to add around 16 to 24 characters in this island, but why does Plotagon Island only have one character? Sorry about being frustrated at you guys, including my YouTube subscribers and friends, over this part once again, but in a different part in the next part, due to the fact that I was frustrated over Plotagon Island only having one character in the Tuners series. So anyways guys, once again after this dialogue, let's continue this video, but with the third and last part in it.
Part number 3, how Tuners 2 is going to be better than the original Tuners series.
So anyways guys, the way that I designed Tuners 2, formerly known as Tuners 2, the sequel, is by using Ibis Paint for better character animations and designs. And even the islands are going to be drawn using Ibis Paint. And the way I use Ibis Paint is that this app is used for my Tuners 2 characters and islands. And the soundtracks for these characters are going to be made using Medley and BandLab, because these two music apps are more better than the KineMaster app's boring audio recordings. Tweaking every detail, balancing every soundtrack for every character, and make sure that the characters sound like I always imagined in the Tuners 2 series. But not only this applies to the Tuners series, but also the V2 version of the band series, like the Symbols Band, in which the Symbols Band released on March 10th, 2025. Which 58 views, and when part 1 of the series ended, many of my audience that watches the Symbols Band series thought that I'm going to make a part 2 to this series as it is shown at the end of this band, but for around 2 to 3 months, I didn't put a part 2 to this series as I'm going to expand the Symbols Band series into one whole part with new symbols, which represents the characters in this band series, and it will be called the Symbols Band V2. And which the Symbols Band V2 will release in between the 27th and 29th of August 2025, and it will be made with my two favorite music apps, and which my two favorite music apps are called Medley and BandLab. But I have a problem of how long it takes to create the Symbols Band V2 series using only Medley and BandLab. The series takes around 2 to 3 hours to make due to the fact that Medley and BandLab songs are a little too hard to make due to how hard they are. And because of the extended amount of symbols in the Symbols Band V2 series, it would add an additional 18 to 45 minutes to make instead of the usual 2 to 4 hour time difference to make the entire band of this series. And at the end of the Symbols Band V2, the symbols are going to play a band titled All the V2 Band Symbols at Once. And it's a song that only appears at the end of the Symbols Band V2 series. So anyways guys, that's the end of this video. Goodbye, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos.